Well, he's been averaging 8 marks a game. He's already taken 4 so far.
And they are above the head marks, but it's half the time it's because his opponent is not quite with him because he's ran so hard to get to the contest.
Barnard finds Fletcher at half back. Kicks the space, looking for young Blake Carosello, who's already kicked a goal in the first quarter. Taken over the line by Lekas, who on screen has had a terrific season. He's played every game for the Hawks. Number 37. Been around the club for 3 or 4 years, but now gets his chance. Salmon and Somerville. Somerville this time wins the tap. Carousella back to Harvey. Short kick. It's kept in. O'Donnell tried to slap the ball along. Lloyd, great vision. Calthorpe, it's a poor kick. Needing a bounce was Lucas. Thought he was held. We've got a ball up. 25 metres out from Essendon's goal. So Harford on screen before. Just had a fantastic season. Lekas. Tried to head towards the boundary line. Lord gets it back to Scott. Another smother. So it's tight. We've got the Hawks leading by 8 points.
Very much a defensive game so far. When you look at it, Essendon not into their 50 too often. Weighted heavily Hawthorn's way. Salmon doing best, knocks it down. Across the line it goes off the hands of Lekas, number 37, and a throw in. Paul Salmon and Holland both in the top 10 in terms of marks this season, so they're big men marking around the ground. Always the way when you look at those sorts of figures. Taylor falling to the ground, tries to get a hand pass out. It spills back to Carousel. Bad luck for the Bombers. They were headed goalward there. Alessio had it, but the umpire had blown the whistle. So bounce about 40 metres out from the Bombers' attacking goal. They trail by 8 points. Somerville, the big run at it. Lord hurriedly out of the congestion. Bounces across half back. Woods just behind the target. Crawford dragged to the ground. O'Donnell gets the kick off, and the mark is held low down by the veteran Harvey. Mark Harvey, great to see him back.
The turnover, the Woods hand pass to Crawford. It was under pressure, but it got behind Crawford. If it had been a yard in front, well, Hawthorn I think would be down in there forward 50. It's just a game of inches.
Watch it again.
The one before that went behind him rather than in front of him, and from that Essendon won the ball.
Mark Harvey then from right on the 50, either one of them. And it slides to the right and goes through for a behind.
It's just the reason for that, just for the viewers, is the goalposts have been shifted around 1 goal square width, so therefore the 50-metre lines have to be altered, and the old lines have not yet worn out.
So Lord's got in the back pocket. He's been averaging 22 possessions a game. He's already picked up another 10. Taylor, been a bit of a live wire for Hawthorn this year, and he's going to get the free kick. So in fact they're giving it downfield, so it goes to Tony Woods. From centre wing position, kicks a high ball. So here comes Holland once more. He's been in great form. Gets it across to the Rat Platten. Non-stop football by Hawthorn into the square, backing back. Chick. Good play by Hardwick. Pumps the ball back over the line. So Hardwick, originally from Springvale. Been a pretty handy defender for the Bombers over the last couple of seasons. Been a regular. Somerville tried to take it out. Crawford taken to the ground by Young. So a chance for Hawthorn. 25 metres out from goal. Platten. Ball's just forced forward to Pryor with those quick hands. Ends up with Calthorpe, goes short and finds Harvey. So the veteran, over 200 games now to Fletcher. Big thumping kick back towards Alessio. Didn't quite get off the ground. Lloyd was there as well. Lawrence did very well. Gets it back to Lord. Picking up plenty of possessions. Tumbles the ball back, still inside the centre square. The bounce favoured Mercedes. Back to Hardwick. So it's a hurried kick. And Olarenshaw's got it.
Plays on across to Morgan. Morgan with the left foot inside the 50. It hangs a long time in the air. Getting his fingertips to it down there was Carosella. Trying to crash through Alessio. Taken high, he'll get the free. Big Steve Alessio. About 40 metres out. Almost directly in front.
So 50 metres being paid here for some reason. Not sure what it is.
No idea.
No, I missed that. But the first free kick for Alessio, I suppose, is that basic principle in footy. If you put your head down and go through hard enough, there's always a reasonable chance you'll draw a high tackle. The next situation, which has made a certain goal, I didn't pick up.
Point blank range. Gets it. May have been for something said. And Essendon creep closer.
Well, a 50-metre penalty, it's always been a little bit contentious in that part of the ground. I mean, it makes a difficult shot at goal into an absolute certainty from the goal line. But here we see the ball came forward, Olarenshao to Morgan, and they've done pretty well, the Hawthorn defence. Lawrence has done pretty well as the tallest one down there. And really this one here, well, the hands were caught high. It was just one of those things that happened.
Started on the interchange bench. Kicks his first goal. 11 for the season at 205 centimetres. He certainly would be a target up in the forward line, standing alongside young Matthew Lloyd. Salmon couldn't find Harford. Taylor had it, lost it. Pryor likewise. Trelevin, quick kick. Clean bowled Crawford. O'Donnell gets plenty of support from Hardwick. Kicks the ball back. Robin from behind will go the punch. Taylor was in front, just couldn't take it. O'Donnell trying to set it up on 50. Here's Lloyd. He's taken it. Exciting young player.
Yes, you can't get him to let him have a leap at the ball. This is his forte to jump. He got a terrific leap.
Wasteful kick.
Sure, yeah, caught it down well enough.
It's a shocking kick because Alessio had led out to the right-hand forward pocket and he pulled the ball back across his body. So the Bombers would have been disappointed. Salmon in front. He's marking well. This is not a good kick. It was a one-on-one contest. Opens it up. Olarenshao goes short. Finds Denham. Runs into the open goal. It's a floater. But he's drilled it. Bad option by Salmon.
Yes, whenever you bring the ball from out wide back into the centre corridor, anywhere around half back or midfield, it's got to find its target. And the kick, I think, might have been even meant for Lawrence, but it didn't quite meant. And this little kick wasn't paid a mark. It was so short. And Trelevin had Denham, but he let him go. It's broken tackles. They actually cost a team dearly. And on that occasion, that broken tackle has cost Hawthorn, and Essendon have scored the goal.
So for the first time today, the Bombers in front. Salmon with a bit of judgment. Trelevin. They're getting it out of the centre square pretty well. It comes down towards half forward, fisted away. Waiting in front. The ball is put back in there by Lord. Denham over it. Fletcher picks it up. Kicks it out towards the wing. Lord leads back in the race. Hartford breaking for him towards the outer side. He ignores that. Comes back to the middle. Taylor, the man bearing down, lucky to get away. Kicks inside the 50. Kick from behind. Almost Young's in front. Barnard hurriedly onto the boot. It comes out wide and bounces across the line.
This is all of a sudden where Hawthorn's inaccuracy in the first quarter. Now the game has really tightened up. Essendon are in the game, and because Hawthorn weren't far ahead on the scoreboard, they've been able to pick them up relatively quickly.
So Holland, who's had to have Fletcher shifted onto him, too dangerous at centre half forward. Mercedes finds the boundary line, not Pryor. So smoking Joe Mercedes.
One of the criticisms of Joe Mercedes is his opponent gets a lot of the ball. Tony Woods is the tagging opponent. He's had 10 odd possessions compared to Mercedes 7.
Well, he averages 25 a game. Masiti, Ola Renshaw virtually handed the ball back to Smoke and Joe. Denham did well to O'Donnell. They run on Ola Renshaw, one of the young baby bombers from 93. He's had a lot of injuries since then. Courage there as Lloyd came out. There's been a collision. 2 players are down. Crummel's one. Goes wide and he finds Big Alessio. And the other one getting him up the ground is Lucas.
It's one of the exhilarating facets of football. When 3 players want the ball, they all went at it hard, and Lloyd just wanted it the most. Got there. Look at this. They were all after it, no doubt about that. All eyes on the ball. But Lloyd got there a fraction earlier, kept his cool, kept his composure. Terrific play.
Alessio from right on 50. Kicked the point.
So the Bombers lead it by 6 points. 5-2 to 3-8. And they're enjoying their best patch in this game so far. Alessio making a difference on the forward line. Lloyd looking very dangerous as well. For 11. Towards the 50. They've worked it out pretty well. It comes to Scott. Is it left half back, Scott? Umpire just bringing Pryor back on the mark. Scott close to that man as he kicks very high towards the wing. Big leap down there by Wellman. Denham, important. Masiti, Calthorpe. Masiti's got it again. Calthorpe running on, as is Denham. But the ball went to the ladder, only to bounce away. Boundary throw in. Right half forward for Essendon. Trailed by 7 points at quarter time. Alessio and Salmon. No free kick there. Smothered off Alessio's boot by Taylor. Comes back to Alessio. Still Alessio. Nicely done. Got it to Harvey. Across to Pryor. Off the fingertips of Robert. It bounces down towards Lloyd. Tackled by Crummell. Across to Lucas. Lucas hooks it back across his right shoulder. It bounces down towards the pocket. Leckis. Well played. Carousella kept it alive. Gets the hand pass across to Calthorpe. There goes Goldwood. And didn't miss by all that much. Great pressure from Essendon on their forward line.
So the Bombers now by 7 points as Crummell kicks the ball out wide, punched away by Pryor. Woods for Crawford. He's got a runner. Scott through the centre square, kept his eyes on the ball. Fletcher met him hard. Hardwick showed courage. Goes to ground. Tony Woods continues to run on. Gets the ball across to Crawford to Platten. Inside 50. Tight angle. Can he bend it back? It's hit the post. Johnny Platten on screen.
Damien Hardwick limping from the field on the wing here.
Playing game number 247 today for Platten. So a big milestone coming up next few weeks. Boundary throwing some 35 metres around from goal. So a chance for Hawthorn, who trailed the Bombers by 6 points. Barnard got rid of his opponent Gibson. Chick hard up on the boundary, centres the ball. Holland's in front. Fletcher did well. Pounced on by Denham. Fletcher's hurt himself. Problems for the Bombers. Calthorpe, long raking handball. Here's Crawford, read it well. Gives it across to Taylor. Kicks a long bomb. That was Morgan who went the big fist away. Crawford pounced on it. Caught was Crawford. Essendon under siege. Barry Young wobbles the kick out of defence. Harvey's there. Big punch away by Scott. Taylor just shrugged the shoulders. Gets it to Crawford. Runs inside 50. Can't get around the opponent Wellman. Great defensive play into the pocket. There he is. He's got it. Holland.
Shades of the first term and Graham went down. Fletcher couldn't go with Holland there. He's hobbling around the goal square at the present time, Dustin Fletcher.
So Nick Holland has taken 6 marks. He's had 9 possessions. He's got his second opponent from a very, very tight angle. He's kicked it. kick too.
Yes, there was Hawthorn players on much better angles screaming for the ball, but Holland backed himself. He did the Riddle away swinger, really. The ball curved from left to right in the air. Hawthorn really needed that goal because the last piece of this game has really been very much in Essendon's favour.
That looks painful.
Still on the field, but a trainer looking at his knee as we speak.
Rucks go at it. Morgan put his body in twice, did brilliantly. Pryor under pressure. Treleaven fingertips to it, couldn't hang on to it. Denham putting it down towards the half-forward line. Clever mark going back with the flight of the ball. Lawrence plays on immediately, goes out wide. Lord getting plenty of the ball. His finishing hasn't been great. Little chip pass over the top now. Holland again presenting himself to Taylor. Taylor off his step down towards the attacking 50. Big leap at the back by Moorcroft. Denham, Harvey, Mercedes almost sold into trouble. Moorcroft upended. Treleaven gathers the bouncing ball then, feeds it wide. Lord once more, back down towards the 50. Taken by Platten. Platten runs on, needs a finish. What's he done? He's kicked it. It's a goal for the Hawks. They lead by 6 points.
And I think very importantly in this last few minutes of the game, Shane Crawford has been shifted up into midfield and has got some key possessions, a couple of good tackles, and on that tackling turnover on the rebound, it was Platten who's left alone in the forward 50 to have the opportunity to score.
Well, Johnny Platten on screen. He's in the reserves a couple of weeks ago. Looks like he's coming back to his best form. He's had 9 possessions. Fletcher's off. O'Connor coming back onto the ground, so both clubs have lost key defenders. Graham went off early in the first quarter for Hawthorn. Now Fletcher's off. There's Big Alessio marking in front of Holland. Gives it across to Kelthorpe. It's a wobbly old kick. Makes it very tough for forwards. Robrin gives it across to Harford. Tony Woods, tough in the clinches. To Taylor, always works hard. So Hawthorn come forward. Big Alessio, bomber, check, kept it in, well done. Back to Gibson, centres the ball and finds Crawford. So Shane Crawford certainly has had an impact as he gets around his opponent. He loves to take him on, runs inside 50. It's off target, minor score.
So they lead by 7 points. Margin in behind. Michael Pryor to bring it in to himself. Out of the pocket, sends play wide towards the outer side. Holland again, terrific grab in front. That's 8 marks to Holland.
At the moment it looks like Stephen Alessio is picking up Nick Holland. Surely it's only until the Essendon defence get themselves settled. Alessio has got no chance of going.
What was interesting, Lee, is O'Connor came on and Alessio had already gone down onto Holland, but no one's actually come back to centre half forward at the moment. Stephen Lawrence is sort of just wandering around, wondering who he should be picking up.
Holland chipped in short, rather indecisive. Falling to the ground, Gibson. Slapped out of there by Salmon to Crawford. Can he get it this time? No. High floater in from the side. Moorcroft thumps towards the boundary line. Justin Crawford leads in the race. It was across the line, I thought. He's played deliberate. Oh, well, against the forward.
I thought he might have paid, the ball might have been over the line and then he just knocked it on instead of leaving for the boundary umpire.
Probably right. Good call. But it was very close to the boundary line, wasn't it? Moorcroft, and he was trying to hook at goalward, so pretty tough call. Around the boundary goes Morgan, spins out of trouble, well played. Olorenshaw still going, lobs it back to Denham, who's had a very good second term. He goes up towards half forward. Harvey's in front, takes the mark on his chest. Harvey inside the centre square, indicating he wants to go long, then goes to the short pass and finds Lloyd. And Lloyd, a good kick, has this one right on the 50. He has 1 goal for the afternoon. He's had a hand in a couple of others. A shiner from last week, the right eye, or at least training this week. And you'd expect the left eye to come up after that collision with Lekis in the first term. But for all that, seems to be seeing the ball pretty well. Matthew Lloyd bending it back. It's a beautiful kick. Bombers down by a point.
It's a good kick, all right.
Certainly was, wasn't it? It went against the trend of play in this last 5 minutes. He kicked the ball approximately from 50 metres with these two 50-metre lines. I'm not exactly sure how far he kicked it from. But again, Harvey, this was a terrific use of the ball. Forward of him, there was only Lloyd and Crummell. He waited till Lloyd was able to get to usable position, and low, hard kick out in front of Lloyd. And then when he had to kick accurately from a long way out, it was up to the task.
So the Bombers within a point. 40 plays 39. Salmon taken away by Masidi. So the Bombers come forward. Out comes Lloyd. Got a bad bounce. Lucas got a kind bounce. Rockets the ball back to Carosella, who's quick. It's got a bounce. Wrong side. Scores a level. So just under 5 minutes of action left in this second term. Lawrence just chips it. Finds Crummell. To go into defence when Graham went off in the first quarter. Half it. Pinpoint accuracy finds Johnny Hassel. So the former Magpie, great vision, finds Scott. Out in front, here's Chick. Great play, Hawthorn.
Yes, when Chick was able to get the yard on Barnard, it was just a matter of the kick being out in front, and it was from Scott, so it was a good movement of the ball out of defence by Hawthorn.
Took the goal in the first quarter. He's kicked 10 for the season. He's directly in front. He's missed.
Dustin Fletcher, meanwhile, is dancing around the boundary line. Doesn't look to be too bad, but obviously still cause for concern. And the Hawks lead by a point. Good tight game. Hawthorn looking the better side, but Essendon grabbing their opportunities. O'Donnell, the outer side wing, Moorcroft over the top, fisting away from Lord. Aaron Lord, 15 possessions so far. He's averaging 28 over the last 3 weeks.
And interesting, Alessio now up into the ruck on Salmon. This is really what Essendon have to do, I think. Double team Salmon with Somerville. Alessio just might wear him out.
O'Connor directs it down. Ola Renshaw, nicely done in a tight situation, comes away, chips it up towards the middle, intended for Harvey, fisted from behind by Scott. Scott quickly to 11, falling to the ground, gave it away. This is Morgan operating inside the centre square to Moorcroft, running down towards half forward. That's clever. Pryor in the true centre half forward position. Somerville in the square, Lloyd dropping back as well. Pryor fancies his chances from here. Normally a pretty long kick. This one hangs up there. Somerville and Lawrence both fell to the ground. Spills wide, taken by Lloyd with the snap. He's kicked it. His third. Bombers back in front.
Yes, the ball was in exactly the right position there for Lloyd. He was able to turn back inside onto his natural kicking left foot and really to hook the ball across his body as he did. Here we see it was a good spoil by Lawrence, but Lloyd is a left footer, so he just turned naturally onto that side, opened the goal face up, and probably those kicks are a little easier than they look. Actually, a very simple goal for a player of Lloyd's kicking skills.
3 goals to Matthew Lloyd. And the Bombers by 5 points. Scott down to Lord. Best ball winner on the ground. It's been marked by Wellman. So the former Crow gives it across to Denham. Goes short to Pryor. Goes smack bang in the centre of the MCG. Pryor. Inside 50. Going to ground was Lloyd. Taken away by Crummell. It's got Platten wide.
Oh. Holland.
So there's 50.
Yes, I don't know whether Young realised that Holland was probably 50 metres forward of the play on his own in Hawthorn's attacking distance. So really, if he didn't give away the 50, it was a certain goal. Well, Platten's got a shot from 30, so he still has to kick it.
Better result.
So the Rat in game number 247, directly in front. It's missed.
Inside 50 so far favours the Hawks 31-19.
Yes, it's one of those games, isn't it? The only thing that, of course, that matters is the scoreboard, and the scores are Essendon's favour, although Hawthorn in general play are probably on top in most spots.
That was amazing that Holland could get so free. He was, without exaggeration, 50 metres in the clear, the only man inside the 50. Remarkable. You would think they'd be very conscious of him. Here's Pryor out of the back pocket, sending play up towards the wing. Reaching over the top was Salmon, close to the boundary line. Lucas. Robran emerges with it, nicely done. Across to Woods, he's 60 metres out. Well-weighted kick over the head of O'Donnell and into Chick.
That is a beautiful kick, isn't it? And Chick didn't have much space to move in, but he was sort of clear, probably 10 metres in most directions. And it was a question of just dropping the ball straight on his head. A beautifully weighted kick. And well taken by Chick. Yes, a good forward movement, that one.
And he's looking very good on the forward line. Hard man to match up. He's very quick on the ground, but is not bad overhead as well. Going at his second goal here. This to reclaim the lead for the Hawks. Seesawing affair. Starts it right. It hangs out there. And behind. So Hawthorn, 2 set shots missed in the last minute or so. One by Platten, one by Chick. That could hurt later this afternoon.
Well, he's kicked 1-3. Daniel Chick, so some wasted opportunities. O'Donnell very short to Wellman. He finds Hardwick. Still only 15 metres out from goal. Very short to Alessio. Juggled it. Somerville's off. So Hardwick pumps the ball back. O'Connor was a high flyer. Ground level, Mercedes. Cross to Wellman. Kicks the space. Can Lloyd get there? He's already booted 3. The bounce favoured Hawthorn. McCabe slaps the ball forward. Morgan sees it over the line. So Danaher's come onto the ground. And we see Damien Hardwick also limping. So a few players suffering problems. So Danaher's gone to the forward line. And when Somerville came off, so did Stephen Lawrence, and Gibson came on to pick up Danaher. Harford, quick kick out of defence. Taken by Hassel, gives it across. Taylor streams across the half-back line. Beautiful kick to Crummell in space. Siren sounds. So Essendon lead by 3 points, and Brendan Crummell has a kick after the siren.
And yes, I'm pretty sure he still is playing in defence. He's actually just charged up the field with the flow of the ball. Crummell left Lloyd long way behind and has a chance to put the ultimate penalty against Lloyd's name.
A couple of long goals a few weeks ago. Playing to the forward line. The distance is there. It's floating. From behind.
Isn't it amazing how kicking goes like that? The inaccuracy of kicking seems to spread through the team, and it certainly spread through Hawthorn in that half of football. 5 goals, 14 behind. Don't think I've ever seen a game where the side has been so much better, but it's still 2 points behind on the scoreboard.
Damien Hardwick limping. No orphan. There's been a few of those in the first half. Mark Graham off very early for Hawthorn. Dustin Fletcher, another defender, came off limping. And now Hardwick, who's been a busy player in defence. There's Graham. Obviously, he won't be back again this afternoon. So the situation set up for a very intriguing second half. Essendon by 2 points. At the major break, it's 7-4 to 5-14. SCG. Tight one this. Essendon against the run of play really. Lead by 2 points. 7-4 to 5-14. The bounce. Alessio taps it down. Taylor, who's been very good, grabs it. Smothered off the boot by Mercedes. It bounces out towards the wing. Woods over the top. He's still got the run of it. Knocks it back in the direction of Taylor. Taylor down towards half forward. Crummell almost juggled the mark. Found it on the ground. Hand passes back to Platten. Quick hands away to Salmon. Salmon 35 metres out. Kicks. And kicks cruelly. That's the start they needed.
Yes, importantly, that first shot, not only was it a goal, it was the first shot. They've had the kicking yips in the first half, no doubt about that, 3-7 and 2-7 respectively. So when they have set up a shot for goal here, just so important to sort of get the ball through the big sticks, just for the whole team really, so that the next bloke that has the shot hasn't got the same inaccurate pressure riding on his shoulders.
Paul Salmon's first goal today. 7 times he was the Bombers' leading goal kicker. 5 goals for the season. These days, mainly a ruck star for the Hawks. This time beaten by Alessio. Pulled off the ball. Denham, short kick. Chance for Pryor. He's got time and space. He's getting plenty of support from Calthorpe. Can run to 50. It's a long pot shot at goals. It's a minor score. So Harford to bring the ball back. Hawks by 3 points. Just the 9 possessions so far for Daniel Harford. So they can raffle this. Bingo, it's lucky number 4. Salmon, kicking goals, now defending across the half-back line. Gives it to Leckers. It's up towards the half-forward line. Crummell comes out, got rid of his opponent. Lord had a big first half. Runs his full distance. Gets support from Platten. It's bending it back. It's a touch on the line. It was great play out of defence, starting with Salmon.
It was interesting. If Lord had unloaded the ball first off, Holland was just a mile on his own, but he ran into open space. Here we see a good shepherd on Ola Renshaw, which set up Lloyd, but if he'd fed the ball straight off, Holland was a mile clear, but as he carried the ball into the forward line, the forwards really don't know what to do. They just don't know what position to make, and eventually a point was the result.
O'Donnell short to the pocket. Barnard's got it, wants to go, and does. Lord, that conscious of bouncing the ball, may not have seen Holland. Barnard